Alright, hello everybody. Happy birthday to me. First I want to say a big thank you to my sister who sent some comics. This is Micronauts #1, and then I've got, actually she sent me 2. This is number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. First 5 issues of Micronauts. This is Michael Golden. Cover here was Cockrum and Milgram. Very cool. So, thanks so much. I'm really excited to have those. I love the Micronauts. Also, for myself, I managed to find this thing on an eBay auction for cheap. Usually it's pretty expensive. This is Legion of Superheroes number 298, but it includes Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. This is her first appearance, so this is kind of a 2-in-1 special here, and the art on this is really something else. It's done by Ernie Colon. It has a real special look at the way that he's drawn here. He's got these sort of lines. I don't know if you can see. It's pretty big on the front. These interesting hatching effect on the character, and it's only used on him. This was one of the early fantasy comics that was done. The year was 1983. Well, this is a Keith Giffen episode too, with Paul Levitz. Keith Giffen. Anyways, super cool. All right, where were we? Where was we? I'm gonna try and get through, or at least start. The inking on the second panel, and maybe we can get over to the third panel. Oh, by the way, I did finish also that cover for Runes, and here it is. I wonder which one's easier to look at. Is it the 11 by 16? So there's my Barbarian. I tried this new effect, this clouds effect, and I really like it. I want to get better at it, so I'm gonna practice that more in the future. It's a hatching effect to do clouds. There's my Barbarian. What I like about it best are the orcs, like the orcs in the background. There's one. There's a guy way up in the foreground. Anyways. Ba-da-ba-doo. What happened? Oh, there it is. Alright. Oh, shoot. I have print defects selected because I was playing around with printing yesterday. What I'm looking for is Rusty Nib. There it is, and the Rusty Nib #1. I did do a print yesterday. I'll show you the print as well. Here it is, several versions of it. This is the print, the Morlocks. I think that's what we're going to call it. Lakota Joe on Instagram said those look like Morlocks, so I think that's what we're going to call them. Here's the. Is this the original? This is the original with all the different layers. So this is done with a fake risograph process. Now that I actually fully understand, or I think I fully understand, maybe I don't, how the risograph process works, including the color mixer. And you can see I had the color mixer up right here. I actually had taken away one of the colors entirely. So this is just these two colors, just this green and this pink, and then you can see it shades to purple. If I add back in the yellow or any other color, you start to get, you know, more, you get a whole other set of tones that you can throw in there. So you got 4 tones instead of 3. Anyway. Oh, somebody's saying hello. Love the colors, cool. Yeah, I love the colors too. I'm really bad at color, so I used to be pretty disdainful of color. I think I am still fairly disdainful of color. I will admit that. And that I think that comics for grown-ups should be black and white. I do like color. I'm excited to be doing finally, now that I have newsprint at my disposal and other formats other than the... Oh, shucks. This is not going good. Other than the default of printer paper. I think color is more interesting to me now than it ever was before. Something very banal about printer paper. Okay, so I'm trying to draw this character laying down on this operating table. So he's kind of an android, so he's got you can see I'm making the top line thick to show that he's lying down. There's a chin. And then I believe there's a nose. There is, and then to make him look exactly like this guy right here. There's also these ears. They're not really ears, they're sort of like these... Oh shoot! See, I'm using these, all these different tricks to simulate printing. Okay. I have them as part of my erasers, I have them in my brushes. Now you've seen this a million times, people trying to draw the character laying down or a character at a different angle. The best one of these is probably the Kim Jung-gi one. You know what I'm talking about? Master Korean artist who tragically passed away too early. An interesting thing about Kim Jung-gi that I really like is that he didn't really believe in... He had a completely different understanding of perspective than is commonly used and taught. And a guy named Monkey Wrench actually showed me the video where he explains it better than anything. And so basically he said, it's not really 2-point perspective or 3-point perspective. That's what we're used to thinking of things of. 1-point perspective is when you put a single vanishing point. 2-point perspective, you got 2 vanishing points. Kim Jung-gi's understanding of it was, here you are standing looking out, and there's an object over here. So when you look in this direction, you draw it fading off into the distance. And when you're looking in this direction, this one's fading off into this direction. And when you're looking at a building, it's fading off in both directions. It's not 2 points. It's just that you consider the point of view of the viewer and the direction they're looking and the distance. Which is a different way of looking at it. It's not, I think a lot of this stuff gets reduced to sort of a mechanical or a mathematical formula. This is how you do it. Put the points in, then you draw the grid, then you put the lines in, And which is all well and good because it's trying to teach you the same thing. But what it didn't teach you when you rely on a formula like that is how to think about it. You got to use your noggin there. And it gives you a different understanding of it. That is not to say that I think I'm great at perspective. I'm not. But I think that was an interesting insight for me, and it did help me to stop worrying so much about perspective. And I'm kind of glad. And if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. Now here's our servitor. He is strapped in to this table. Oops. Much more interested in learning how to figure out how to use rulers to draw consistent straight lines. Okay. Much harder to do. Alright, so he's got some kind of belt strap around his middle. And then descending from above, a robot arm. Speaking of which, I've been reading Micronauts lately, just as I showed you. Technology in there is really cool. Just the way it's depicted. So, what they're showing you here is, I know it's probably hard to read this font, especially in the state that it's in right now. It's the progenitor elder saying, "They were created to battle for our amusement. We sacrificed all our science just for entertainment." And it's going to show this sort of laser scalpel. Operating on the guy, and then another arm right over here. I'm basing these off of dental instruments that I used to see. Alright, here we go, and this is another. Just to make it more like a, I was gonna do like a, I could do like a little buzzsaw or something like this. It's coming in. Okay, here's our guy. In the original drawing, such as it is, I have some progenitor ecliptars performing this evil surgery. Just for kicks, let's go ahead and bring up a reference image. Whoops. Come back here. Reference image, canvas, reference image, import, and you're importing off of the photo roll. I'm going to import this one. This is the very first appearance of the progenitor. I do have class tonight, so lucky me, I'm be turning in my, I've already turned it in actually, my next Unga Bunga. I'm actually been getting ready to do another Tarzan because I was talking to Jake, the guy who did the colors on the previous one. I definitely want to do something else with him. And I want to do some more Tarzan. I've actually had an idea about keeping it in this continuity of the science fiction comics that I'm doing, and doing a Tarzan-like space character called ZANTAR, which is an anagram of Tarzan. It's almost a mashup of Tarzan and Superman, in that it's going to be a human his parents are caught by pirates while orbiting this uncharted planet, and they're shooting down their ship, and the parents stuff him onto an escape pod, which gets rocketed down to the savage planet, and he gets raised by these indigenous aliens who happen to also be like telepathic, but they're primitive. So ZANTAR is kind of a mashup of sort of the Superman idea, but also Tarzan. And it's the perfect mashup too. It's got the escape pod, it's got the raised by primitive yet noble, you know, instead of apes, they're going to be these creatures called, I think I called them Nex thralls, but they're like telepathic bipedal lizard creatures of some kind. Alright. I almost want to put like some kind of lens glasses or visor on this guy. There we go. All right. We're about to hit the 20-minute mark, so let's start wrapping things up. Most of this Ecliptar is going to be off stage, off panel. I don't even have to draw the other one. Whoops. I keep erasing or taking off the layer with the panel borders. I have this big area right here, and there's an area back here. I mean, I like to fill up my panels with information. That's looking pretty good. I do have to get started on a Halloween comic, and also something I'm doing for Zomic book. I've been asked to be in that anthology. And I kind of want to get in with those guys a little bit better and do a really good job. and all of this. All right, we're at the 20-minute mark. We're gonna just do one thing real quick. I'm gonna close in that narrative box. We'll call it a moment in time. Looking for holes. All right, there we go. That's good. There it is. I think I still have to split this apart just a little bit, but I think we're good. All right, please like, follow, and subscribe. There will be more comics every day. Page 5 of Void Circuit will get done. And it's only going to be an 8-page comic, I think, so pretty soon we'll be starting on ZANTAR and maybe even our Halloween comic and maybe even something else. I think ZANTAR might be the one that goes into Zombie Book. We'll see. I just came up with the idea of this today. So there's plenty of time, All right. Talk to you later.